Constitution, the Constitutional Convention. It occurred on May 25, 1787 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They went to revise the Articles of Confederation but ended up coming with a new plan to create a government. Delegates from 12 states went to Philadelphia to revise the current system of government. Delegates included plantation owners, lawyers, bankers, and politicians. It was a meeting to form a different government. Federalists versus Anti-Federalists. Federalists favored ratification of the Constitution, favored a powerful federal government. They also argued a Bill of Rights was not needed as federal power is limited. Anti-Federalists opposed ratification of the Constitution. They wanted a weak federal government that would not threaten states' rights. They wanted a Bill of Rights to declare and protect the rights of the people. Ratification. Federalists promised addition of Bill of Rights. Ratification succeeded new government form 1789. James Madison drafted the 10 amendments to the Constitution. These became known as the U.S. Bill of Rights. Principles of government. The principles of government are these laws or ideas of the Constitution. These include popular sovereignty, federalism, republicanism, separation of power, checks and balances, limited government, and individual rights. Popular sovereignty was the political doctrine that people who live in the U.S. live in the region should determine for themselves the nature of their government. In U.S. history, it was applied particularly to the idea that settlers of federal territorial land should decide the terms under which they join the Union, primarily applied to the status as free or slave. Federalism, the federal principle or system of government. The republicanism. The founders read that republican government was one in which the powers of government is held by the people give the power to leaders they elect to represent them and serve their interests. The representatives are responsible for helping all the people in the country, not just a few people. Separation of powers was an act of vesting the legislative, executive, and judicial powers of government in separate bodies. Checks and balances. Each of the three branches of government can veto another branch's choice until all three agree. Limited government. The people have the power to vote and make a difference in society or protesting in free speech. Individual rights. The right to vote and have a fair trial. The preamble. The preamble was the first paragraph of the Constitution. It introduced the Constitution, explained what the Constitution is supposed to do, and describes the purpose of the new government. Article 1 created the legislative branch, creates the laws, longest part of the Constitution, and has the House of Representatives and Senate. Article 2 describes the jobs of the executive branch, carries out the laws, and the president is head of the whole branch. Article 3 created the judicial branch, interprets laws, and created the Supreme Court and federal courts. Article 5 explains how the Constitution can be amended. It's very difficult to change the Constitution. Article 4 describes how states should interact with each other. Powers given to the states. Article 6 explains how federalism works. Explain how federal law beats state law. Article 7 explains the steps that are needed to be taken in order to make the Constitution the law of the land. Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights protects our individual rights guaranteed to American citizens. It was added to get anti-federalists to approve the Constitution. The first amendment was basic liberties. The second, the right to bear arms. Third, housing of soldiers. Fourth, searches and seizures. Fifth, protection of rights to life, liberty, and property. 6, rights of the accused in criminal cases. 7, rights in civil cases. 8, excessive bails, fines, and punishment forbidden. 9, other rights kept by the people. 10, undelegated powers kept by the states and the people.